Yeah, this is a picture of Lindsey Williams, and boy, I kind of got on this guy with a lot of. I was curious about him. I never really got into what he was saying. I was more recent that I discovered. I heard this guy, but I had to pay attention to him. So I think he's being fed BS, partly half truths. Ken Fromm, the guy that used to give him the information, was good. I think now he's getting a mixture of garbage mixed in with truth. So disinformation is the most dangerous. He's got his angle, like he goes around and talks to people. He's a preacher. I mean, that's kind of what they do, I guess. You can read it in the book, or you can listen to him and give him money or whatever, donations. I don't know. I don't want to knock it too much, but I think he's a good guy in his heart, but he's being used like a sucker, and that's usually the ones they use like a sucker, the people with a good heart, because they're very convincing, and he's a preacher and he believes in God. Perfect guy to give you a little bit of garbage information mixed in with accurate information. If this so-called elite guy, whoever the heck he is, this oil that Alex Jones knows who it is, I could care less who the guy is, because if he was actually damaging all his peers, he'd be silenced faster than Matt Simmons would be. And Matt Simmons from the whistleblower on a BP oil spill. Obviously, that to me, he was killed because he did say the truth about things. And if you really dig in a little bit deep and you just get the factual information about the oil wells, you could see he was coming out with some stuff that they didn't want out. So if he was, say for instance they didn't touch Lindsey Williams, this other guy could, sure he's way up there in years, 90 or whatever the heck he is, been retired for a number of years. They could silence him and nobody would know the difference. So, anyway, I just want to point out about this Keystone Pipeline thing. Yes, there's competing interests going on between different so-called elite people. You think the powerful people all get along and are on the same page? No, they'll cut each other's throats in a second. And you have Alex Jones out there throwing a drama, yellow journalism. Get behind Alex Jones and make a donation. God. But anyway, just in plain, simple, common sense logic. Energy policy, right? Killing the keys. I'm going to post a link on this. You don't really need to read a million things, but it's simple. It's Soros and Buffett. They had both had an interest in this. So, screw the guys that have the oil in Alaska. Now, the Keystone Pipeline might become a reality a little later on. You know why? Gas prices. So don't worry about it. They're not going to clobber Obama. They're going to put some pressure under his butt, whatever you want to call it. The elite guys that Lindsey Williams knows, that he thinks he knows, God, he's naive as all hell. They're not going to lose out. They didn't get their. I'm going to go over a couple other things first. Energy policy. Just get cut to the chase. Killing the Keystone XL pipeline may help one of the world's richest men get richer. North Dakota's booming oil fields will now grow more dependent on a railroad the president's economic guru just bought. Warren Buffett. Well, of course Warren Buffett tells you not to buy gold or silver, but is he not going to make money? He's going to make money. He knows what he's doing. Stop us if you see a pattern here. About the same time, George Soros, Hungarian billionaire and key donor to leftist groups in a Democratic Party. Yeah, and actually he's behind Obama. Invested heavily in a stock of the state-run Brazilian oil company Petrobras. So guess where we're going to get our oil from? So he's going to make out, right? And I know they got the old stories out there. So there you go. Simple answer. Not really like it's a business thing. Okay? It's a business thing. Now, as far as BP, a lot of people don't know this, but out of all the oil companies out there, who's the biggest ones into alternative energy? British Petroleum. You know what? Yeah, this is like a Rothschild company, Blackstone LLC owns it and all this kind of garbage. And I don't know, there's a Rothschild in one of the branches of Blackstone for the real estate division, whatever it is. I can't remember all this junk, but yeah, you can make a big thing about it with, the business people. They're powerful and they just like to get more, you know. But that's really what's going on. If you want to see what the policy is, the oil elite aren't going to lose out. When the gas prices go up, they're going to get their pipeline. And so Warren Buffett will be mad and Soros will be mad, you know. But somebody on the elite is going to win. It's like the elite aren't running away. That's a bunch of garbage. Anyway, so when you're waking up the public, I don't know what the hell it's waking up anything. But anyway, the British Petroleum, they're the biggest ones in alternative energy. And this is a policy for the future because after the oil and all this coal and all this stuff is gone, this is the whole policy, the global policy of sustainability. So in a way, you know, an oil spill is a perfect thing to push for sustainability. Another thing was, you know, and actually a White House spokesman screwed up. He was talking about that it would be great to introduce, not his words, but I forgot who the guy was, but he said that it could institute a policy change, which is, you know, carbon tax, cap and trade, and you know, this carbon tax was to fuel the was to pay for the global government and all this type of stuff, global army, and all this kind of junk, which is, you know, on the agenda of the globalists, right? So, but also cap and trade, you know, and also Goldman, you know, made a lot of financial bets before the oil spill happened and all this kind of junk. So, actually, it's never like one thing that really makes something go. It's like a whole pile of things because it's like a Ouija board, you know, everybody thinks they're pushing it, but it's got a life of its own. So that's really what happens with supposedly these conspiracies. You know, big time oil spill was used to affect energy policy, and you know, I think that, you know, this guy Lindsey Williams is being told so much garbage right now that you really, you know, it makes it sound like the elite are on the run. No, they're not on the run. You know what? If oil went away in 4 or 5 years as a major source of fuel, guess who is going to be in alternative energy? British Petroleum. And they'll be selling it to you. They'll be selling you water. They'll be anything they possibly can. This was just a intramural competition between Soros and Buffett. You know, like, in other words, both of them had an interest in killing this Keystone pipeline. And Soros was the main financial backer behind Obama. But I think this Keystone pipeline is going to come into play because all the conservatives are what, you know, it's conservative liberal means nothing. They're going to get a bunch of people saying, oh, he's anti-American and all. I think they're all anti-American. The only thing they're pro is pro their money. So I'm probably going to start changing some of these videos to some other things that are more practical but just don't get involved in too many of these conspiracy things out there, even though they're true. The simple fact of the matter is, there are elite, there always will be elite. There's always going to be a 1% because a 1% is something by definition, or a tenth of a 1%, and they compete with each other. Thing is, you don't want them to screw you over. So the best thing to do right now is to really buy the gold and silver. We're going to have one more pullback, and then the damn thing's going to go up really good. So wait for your next buying opportunity. And I don't know, if you want to buy Lindsey Williams DVDs, go ahead. But, you know, I don't know. I'm not into all that stuff. I think the guys, you know, if he told me what the price of oil would be on a weekly basis, I would buy his DVD in a second. But he can't do that.